Norwegian Navy Chief Rune Andersen inspects a frigate docked on Norway's western coast. Ships like these monitor Norway's territorial waters and, above all, what lies on their seabed. Oil and gas pipelines, needed to supply many European countries.
We
can't control everything that happens underwater. But information provided by energy producers, combined with military intelligence, give us a rather detailed overview of the pipeline network below.
Norway has to protect some 9,000 kilometers of underwater pipelines and cables. And, in addition, oil and gas installations at sea and on land. Norwegian military forces are on patrol around the clock. Acts of sabotage are a legitimate threat. The fear became more real after parts of the Nord Stream gas pipelines were blown up last September. Norway is also vulnerable. That's why last October, Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Støre said Norway's armed forces have heightened their defensive readiness.
We need to expect threats across the country, at sea, in the air, and online. That is why we must increase defensive preparedness in our country.
Security expert Sturle Ulriksen says Norwegians have been naive. For years, he's warned that Russia has had neighbouring Norway in sight.
Take the large number of Russian nationals working for Norwegian shipping companies, even in coastal shipping, even though everyone knows this is a deliberate attempt by the Russian government to infiltrate. We now need a comprehensive security concept that takes into account military threats, alongside terrorism and espionage.
Last October, a man claiming to be a Brazilian scientist was arrested in the northern city of Tromsø. Research group Bellingcat later said he was a colonel with Russia's GRU military intelligence agency. Since the outbreak of Russia's war in Ukraine, Norwegian police arrested 9 Russian tourists in various locations, among them the son of a Russian oligarch on a sailing tour. He was accused of illegally flying a drone and photographing restricted areas. But many ordinary Norwegians don't seem all too concerned.
Some people constantly suspect espionage. I'm a bit more skeptical, but I have nothing against the army shoring up its readiness.
The Russians are trying to scare us with such actions, but we shouldn't let that happen.
But Norway's Navy doesn't want to be caught off guard. Norway's Navy Chief, Rune Andersen, has asked the Coast Guard for a status report. The Norwegian military has bolstered its patrols along more than 2,500 kilometers of coastline.
Our approach is very flexible. We can't be everywhere at once. We decide, sometimes on an hourly basis, where to go and when.
The mood among the troops is one of great seriousness. But it's also a good feeling to see the job we've been trained and prepared to do has become more important than ever.
Norway is now Europe's largest gas supplier. Gas is a major source of income for the country, but it comes with great responsibility. Navy Chief Rune Andersen and his forces are trying to ensure that gas is delivered where it's needed, especially in these uncertain times.